Hey folks, just wanted to show you guys that I want to try the new all intros package with all the intro discs within Xemu, how to configure it more ideally, um, mainly because by default Xemu doesn't do things in a way that suits the intro disc. But once we're done with this, I'm hoping that you'll be in a position where you can load up the intro discs via Xemu and pick out some item within, whatever it be, and try it out. And when you're done, okay, fireplace, then you can press F10 to perform a reset. And hopefully that reset will take you back to the intro disc for you to try the next thing. And this behavior won't happen by default. And so yeah, we'll just do some configuration stuff. I'll do F9 to exit. But first to begin with, I'll try and start from scratch. Like I guess some new users to like the Mega 65 don't have the machine, want to download the Xemu emulator. But first I'll delete my current the emulator. Dropped some files in here. I think I kept my original stuff in this original thing, so I'll also quickly remove the program, the previous installation. Xemu. Right, there you are. I'll uninstall that. Uninstall, uninstall. Yep, okay. So it should uninstall now. It's gone. So now I should no longer find Mega 65 emulator in here. I don't. That's good. Uh, what's next? Downloading or trying it. For new users that want to get familiar with things, the site I suggest is mega65.org/try. This will take you to one of our Confluence wiki pages where we talk over sort of how to get started with the Xemu emulator. One of the big headaches is this getting the ROM, but we'll get to that later. First, the emulator, grabbing that, we'll visit this site. And that takes you to Cabor's download page. There's a lot of text in there, and usually you'd go for the master branch for something stable, but this time around, because we're preparing for a new release with the latest and greatest stuff, I'm going to go for the next branch. So you pick your flavor of OS you want, Ubuntu and so forth, Mac, and I'll go for the installer for Windows. So this is for the next branch. There's some warnings that pop up because this installer seems to get detected by antivirus software as being some sort of virus. It isn't, but just this is Gabor warning you that you might see things like that pop up on your system. So I'll click OK. He does another pop up to say, yeah, just make sure you know that. And yeah, it get downloaded. Yeah, double click to install. For me, Windows Defender got upset. I'll click on more info and I'll run anyway. And not to worry, there's no virus. It's just a false positive. I've built this thing from the source and there's nothing in there of concern, I'd say. So, yep, just do the install steps, agree, install, default location, finish. Alright, then we should be able to locate Mega 65 emulator. And it runs. We get a few pop-ups. Cannot open something file. Some of these I think on the first run only it'll automatically create some missing things. Cannot open a SD card image. This mega65.image hasn't been made yet. I think next it offers to make one. It's going to offer to make a 4 gig SD card image for you. I'll click yes on that one. You just create an SD card image. Great. And something about a signature. It needs to go to disk SD card update files. All right. Disk SD card is okay. So we get some sort of onboarding. Welcome to Xemu. Onboard utility. Press return to accept. All right. Let's see. Return to accept. FPGA reconfiguration reset. All right. We're in this thing about not having a ROM yet. So yeah, if we go back to the the Confluence page. Getting the ROM is a little tricky for public users. They'll have to find the C65 ROM online somewhere and patch it to the Mega 65 ROM. There are some scripts on the file host that promise to try and do those steps automatically for you. I'm not sure how good they are. I haven't used them. One of them's a Windows batch file. Well, I suppose we could take a look at it. I've never sort of dived into the details. Make ROM. Oh, okay. Um, yeah. What's inside? There's a batch file. There's a wget. Yeah, okay. And the patcher tool. So I expect if we look at the batch file, some steps, it's going to grab the C64ever package, grab the patch, extract the ROM from the C64ever installer, and then run the patch BS patch program, and then, but it's hard coded to a very specific patch like the 920377 ROM, and yeah, I'm not that familiar with the patching process. I see on our file host, which is at files mega65.org. I see. Oops, sorry. I want to go back there. I see there are some BDF files in here. They're marked as stable, but they only go up to a certain ROM version. If you click down here on the click to see all versions, they only go up to 395 and older. So the one they've marked it with is, so this patch is 920377. I mean, that's okay, I guess, but it'd be nice to update it to the newer ROMs, which go to 920413, I think. But from what I've seen, those are RDF files, and maybe RDF, the patches need a different patching tool, I suspect so. There's the stable and beta. I'm suspecting for this time, because we're preparing for a new release where it'd be better to take the beta of these and get the latest one, which will eventually become the next stable ROM as we release our next core. So right now that's 413. But yeah, you can try that path if you want. I haven't tried it myself. I imagine it's going to take some tweaking. This is the BS patch tool for BDFs. Maybe there's another patch tool for RDFs. Probably needs a bit of homework to make it work. But you know, for the determined person, they could do that. Maybe share that script with other people when you figured it out, so it can help them out too. There's a Linux version, like a bash script, that tries to do something similar. And RetroChromes also has some video walkthroughs of how he did it. I believe he used M65 Connect to do it, and that can make things a bit easier too. So you're welcome to look at those. But yeah, I know this is going to be the most difficult hurdle to jump over, getting the ROM ready. But hopefully you'll sort yourselves out, and hopefully it's worth it, because we got about 300 titles in the latest package to try out. So it should be worth your while. So yeah, to try out existing software, you could visit the file host at this location and find things manually. Maybe you might find something you like and want to download it, whatever it may be. I don't know, it's something like Megavox. Oh, I don't think that works. Oh no, they said it worked on Xemu, I think, or at least the latest Xemu. And you could try that in your Xemu. Oh, actually, we can't try it yet because we don't have a ROM yet. Well, I'm going to cheat in my case. I'm going to use a ROM that I do have. But how did it say to do it? Go to disks, SD card, update files on SD card image, and I will go to my downloads ROMs folder where I've got plenty of ROMs, and I'll grab the latest one there. Okay, it'll drop that on your system. Okay, and we're in. And where to from here? Close that. Go back to our list of things to do. Yeah, we're going to grab something off the file host. We grabbed Megavoxel, was it? Oh, we didn't. I got something else, Megamar. Maybe I clicked something by mistake. Alright, let's download that one. Oh no, oh that's what it is. It is called MegaMars. All right. I'll delete that one. So yeah, one technique to run things in Xemu is to just download a D81 file or a prog file and drag it across, and you get this pop-up mount as D81. And if I do a dir, I see it's got it there, and I guess you could load it with run, or you could load it with load and then followed by run. Yeah, so either way is fine. Okay, if we, oh, okay, very nice. Okay, good to see it's working. So you, that's one approach. So I just, well, how do I restart? Actually, I'll just restart here. Well, this is another thing that's on my list to reset right now with the latest Xemu. You'd have to go through the menus and pick, whatever reset here you want. Reset hippo. All right, let's try hippo reset. So that's for me not the way I like to do it. I prefer to reset via function keys. Um, to do that, you go to input devices and then use F9 to F11 as hotkeys. Normally, well, in the latest version of Xemu, F9 and F11, F10 too, sorry, they're used by Xemu to go straight to the virtual machine. So if I press F9 now, F10, F11, this sort of stuff, yeah, like they're being registered by the emulator itself. But if you change that to be used as hotkeys by clicking that one, and just after you do so, you'll get a checkbox there to confirm that. Now if I press F10, I get a reset. If I press F9, I get an offer to I say exit the emulator. I won't do that. If I press F11, I get the full screen. This is what I prefer. But one gotcha is like if I exit, and if I open up Mega65 again, if I start clicking on F10, it's lost those settings. So that's also not what I like. I'd like that to be there all the time. So I would click on this. It's on now. And if you want to save those settings so they're there next time, you go to configuration, save config these as default. So now if we exit and come back, yeah, I can press F10 more comfortably. And the reason why I prefer that is it's going to come in handy when you're running the intro disk because you're going to want to reset quite a lot. You try one program, reset, try another program. So I just find it's worth the sacrifice when you're just a new user wanting to explore the system and try a lot of things very quickly. So yeah, that's that. Let's go back to that Confluence site. So we've tried that one, option one. We can drag and drop things. We could also right click via the menus, disk drive A, and attach a D81 that way. That's also, I find, a little bit tedious. Input, was it? Disk, sorry. Drive 8, attach D81. And maybe I go to my downloads, find, let's say, MegaMage. Yeah. And this one's got an auto boot C65 in it, so you could optionally start it up with the boot command, but you could still do, since it's the first file on the disk, you could do things like that as well. Or you could also, I think you can do that to do a run, load and run as well. Also, oh, let's try boot this time. Yep, and that's working fine. And so we can start this game. It's a keyboard game, very cute one. So you use cursor keys and you can shoot the baddies with your flame magic with the spacebar. So yeah, that's all good. But now if I press F10 to restart it, instead of going into our normal sort of basic startup, it's just run the auto boot again. So what's happened here is like Xemu by default has a very sticky mounting option. But for now, let's just reset F10. If I don't want that auto boot to happen, I'll click yes, but then I'll quickly press the run stop key. So that'll stop the auto boot stuff. So after I do yes, I'll do run stop, the end key on your PC keyboard. I'll do, this is in the monitor, so you can exit the monitor by going X. And then, yeah, that avoided the auto boot. But yeah, the directory is still on the MegaMage program here. But that's a problem for the intro disk, this behavior, because we'd rather it sort of jump back to where it was previously mounted prior to this. So that's a behavior we don't want, but we'll get to that a little later. Let's try out other ways of running programs. We've tried dropping the D81, dragging it. We've tried doing this attach process, which both are a bit fiddly. But this is the one I like the most, this option 3, HDOS virtualization. To turn that one on, go to Debug Advanced HDOS virtualization. Let's try that. Debug Advanced HDOS virtualization. You'll see that Debug Advanced, yep, it's the checkbox is there now. Again, I'd like to save that so it's there next time as well. Save config as default. Now, but what does that actually do? Let's, I guess to see, we'll go into Debug Advanced and browse our system folder. So this is where the emulator keeps, let's say, the SD card image here, that 4 GB one. And also, it also has this HDOS folder. And this is where we can now, with this setting turned on, we can now copy any D81s or other files we want into here. So let's say, for example, if we were to grab some from downloads, if I was to, let's say, grab MegaMars and MegaMage this way, if I was to drag, yeah, I'll do a drag like that, copy them across. Okay, so if I was to do a dir, U12 stands for, whatchamacallit, the SD card via HDOS, that is. That's a bit busy looking. Let's just look at the D81 files on U12, the SD card, via HDOS, and we see it's got those ones I've just copied across there, the those two here. Oops, sorry, those two I mean. So yeah, we can then type mount MegaMars D81, and if I do dir, now we've got MegaMars there. Another way to quickly load the first thing on the disk is to hold down Shift and the End key, which is like Shift Run Stop. And we're back here again. So now I'll do F10. And dir, we're still on MegaMars, so still not ideal for me. I'd still like to go back to the thing prior to that mount. But anyway, let's press on. So we saw the HDOS folder, and we learned how to mount things from there. And yeah, I just find that handy. You accumulate your D81s in there, and you don't have to do any more dragging or attaching. You can just comfortably grab everything, to access everything via the what you type. But yeah, this next thing you'll probably want to try the all intros package, and see what we've got. It says 263 software titles to try, so they're building up. The package will have all the past intro discs and the new disc 4 to try. And but where to get that package? It'll be, there are two editions that's going to be available. The public edition, which is for everybody, especially new users that just want to try things out. And there's also going to be the private edition for Mega 65 owners that have registered on the file host. And the difference is this will just have, I guess, most things are there, but anything that's sort of a bit commercial or touchy we leave out. And anything in the private edition, we have a bit more. We've got the ROM and a few extra things. There are still one or two things you'll have to chase up on your own, but most things are in place for you. But yeah, unfortunately for you new users with just Xemu, yeah, you'll have to chase up your own ROM with the patching stuff. And but hopefully it's worth it. And right now, these links are hidden, so I've hidden them on purpose to await Retro Combs to premiere the experience. So yeah, right now this all intros public gives you this not visible. But when it's ready, I'll upload the latest all intros, and you'll be able to download it from there, from this site, and it'll all be visible by then. But once you've got it, where are they? You'll find you've got some sort of 7-zip package like this. It's pretty chunky. This one's 361 megabytes. And you can welcome to read the README file inside. Once you open the 7-zip file, there's a little README at the end, and SD card files folder. So yeah, for the hardware users, they recommend use a fresh SD card. Or if you're going to use your existing SD card, you might want to back things up. Otherwise, you might accidentally write over some things that you had your own work on a D81 file and it gets overwritten. And some other things, I guess prerequisites. We're hoping this will be tested against the upcoming Core 0.97 core, and also the latest ROM that was tested alongside it. Right now that's 920413, but there could be some updates before this final release core. So yeah, keep posted on that. But yeah, apart from that, now the main goal for us as Xemu users will be to try and copy the contents, this step one, onto, well, the SD card's root folder, but in our case it's the HDOS folder. So let's try that. If we go inside the SD card files folder, we get all these D81s, lots of them in here, and a few folders as well. And if we find that HDOS folder again, here's our HDOS folder. Maybe I get rid of these two that we added manually. Oops, maybe I better close the emulator. Try again. Yep. All right. The goal will be to drop it all in here into your HDOS folder just to confirm the path there once it's finished. They've all come here. There's some replacing. I guess it's, well, maybe we should look at what's being replaced. It's replacing the Mega65 D81, Xemu provided one, and we're going to update it with the new one that our intro disk package provides. And also, because I've got the private edition, it's also going to come with the ROM, and it'll prop that in the HDOS folder as well. So these have all gone into that Xemu's HDOS folder, and that's one thing to be mindful of is the Mega65 ROM should also be copied into this HDOS folder as well. So if you're a public user, once you've patched your ROM, don't just provide it to Xemu via the update mechanism, but also copy it into the HDOS folder too. Why we're doing that, it's because the new intro disk is pretty fancy. It's in C and assembly, and it kicks out the ROM from memory and puts more of its own content there. But once you pick a program, it wants to reload the ROM. And so since we're in HDOS now, it's when it tries to load the ROM, it will try to load it from the HDOS folder. So that's why you need your copy of the ROM inside the HDOS too. It's possible that the new Xemu automatically does this for you as well. If so, that's great. Yeah, so we got our content there. So it might be worth giving the HDOS is ready. Let's run Mega65 emulator again. Okay, that's interesting. It's preserved the memory of the previous mount. That's wow. That's not what I hoped for. Wow. Okay, not what I expected. But could it be reset? If I reset via CPU? Nope. Why is it gone to there? Try that. Oh, that's taken me aback. I wasn't expecting it to do that. But there was a hard reset, wasn't it? Was this the hard reset? Even the hard reset hasn't done it. Wow. Okay. Let's force it to mount to that. Okay. Alright. That took me by surprise. Okay, let's do F10. Alright, now if I close it, make it 65. It's gone back to this. No, that's not. Why is it doing that for? Has it? Oh, have I accidentally saved the configuration with it? Yeah, I think that's what I've done. Yeah, reset. Oop. Yes, reset. Okay. I think what's happened is when I last did the configuration save config as default, I must have had MegaMage configured and it saved that as my default mount. Okay, so I don't want that. I want the mega65.d81 as my default mount. Okay, good to know. Save that. So hopefully next time I run the Mega65 emulator. Oh no, hasn't done it. Oh jeez. Why is this happening? I'm not sure why it's happening. Oh boy. I have to redo this video all over again. Ugh. See if I can figure it out. This, or did it save it because of this attached thing? Ah, okay. Attach default on SD. Maybe it's because of this. I think the attach process might have done it. Or if that's the case, maybe I'll switch it to go to the Mega65D81 in the HDOS folder. What if I attach that? And what if I do configuration, save config as default? That was it. Okay, so doing that made it sort of preserve the thing. All right, good to know. But this is how I hope you Xemu users will have your initial experience of getting the all intros package. You'll get this menu. Maybe for now, let's pick the latest intro disk 4. Okay, we're in. And my hope is that we can start picking items to play with and whatever they may be, I don't know. Okay, basic Wonderland. Okay, you press return, try it out. It runs. Okay, whatever you try, programs out. Sunny Rainy demo, show loaded, run it. Okay, you feel like great, awesome. And I'd like Xemu users to be able to press F10 to reset the machine and go back to the main menu. But what you'll find is Xemu by default has a very sticky mounting behavior, which is not what I'm hoping for. So how to circumvent that is to go to input devices, reset hotkey type, and change it from hard to hippo. As for why, I think hippo pathway will not clear the memory of the machine, and the ROM has some sneaky way of having its own concept of sticky mounting, and it'll permit that to happen rather than Xemu's way of doing sticky mounting. So if we choose that option, then the checkbox will move from hard to hippo. And again, I want to save that as the default. And maybe just to confirm that's happened, I'm going to exit the emulator, run it again. Okay, let me just confirm. Reset hotkey. Yeah, it's now fixed to hippo on every startup. Lovely. So that means if we try again, go to disk 4. If I do the same thing again, demo, let's pick Nabata's Wonderland again. Okay, here you go. And now we're in. And now if I press F10 to reset, this time it's a hippo reset, and we're back into the intro disk. So this means you can reset, try something new very quickly. Let's say go to applications. Maybe what's a nice one? 3D functions. Try that out. See that one run. And so on and so on. So yeah, that's my ideal setup for Xemu users. So I think I've covered everything. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, I'll leave it there. And hopefully you new users can enjoy Xemu and try a lot of stuff out. Oh yeah, that's intro disk 4. You can use the I key. I think they mentioned down here the I key to go back to the selector. And you're welcome to try some of the past intro discs too. Maybe you want to go back to the very beginning. And I think back in here the slash key went back. And you can try things from disk 2. And the slash key goes back again. Or you can try disk 3. So yeah, have fun.